Namaskar, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors, professionals, listener learners, advocates, supervisors, administrative advisors, ministers, managers, doctors, directors, most honorable President Commissioner Modi ji, all dignitaries, all my dear friends, I heartily, cordially welcome all of you. It is really nice time, nice place, nice section. Today we are conversing on our expressions. What is language? How language affects us, changes us towards our culture, innovatively, inventively. What changes language can bring in reforming, performing, transforming and improving our. It is said that literature is a mirror of our society. Our forefathers, foretellers, forecasters, fighters, free thinkers, astronomers, astrologers, those who came at the holy motherland in India, it is really a matter of proud for everyone. Language is nothing but a short communication, a medium of conveying our ideas to the other. Language is a set of human habits. The purpose of which is to give expression to thoughts and feelings. In this era of globalization, information and communication technology, English has a special and predominant role in the communicative sphere of the world. It has a special identity in the field of education. While teaching, a teacher has to keep in mind the aims and objectives of the subject. Teaching requires certain directions. After all, success of teaching depends upon its aim and objectives. In the teaching of English language, in the teaching of class subjects, the actual work of mind training is being performed. In the early lessons of English, the weapons are reinforced, the tools are being made with which the work of mind training is to be performed. Language comes to discovery. In language teaching, this refers to the mode or manner in which language is used. Language has been considered man's most remarkable achievement. It is the essential resource for language professionals, providing a rich and expert overview of research in the field of second language teaching and learning. Therefore, present unit will show light upon different principles of teaching English in school curriculum. What is the nature of language? Language is the most important phenomenon in the world. From birth to death, all our activities are regulated by language. The human knowledge and culture is stored and transmitted in language. Thinking is only possible through language. In our dreams, we make use of language. English dominates every aspect of life, every aspect of human life. In fact, it is a yardstick to separate us from other beings. Language is a means of communication. With the help of language, we can express our thoughts and feelings to others. Without language, society would be impossible. Language is an exemplary artifact that swept across the globe to witness development of society in terms of civilization, culture, and technology. Language entangles the apprehension of communication and commemorated links among us, people of different groups, places, and ages by filling gaps. The language as a part of mother tongue spoken in particular area and a particular community might not a difficult task to learn, to understand and to interpret mother tongue. Mother tongue is not an obligatory issue to acquire. It is an acquisition, since the entire system supports as an individual clause. Functions of language. What is the function of language? What are the functions of language? Language serves many functions which enhances the communication process. It conveys meanings, intentions, motives, feelings and beliefs. Language In that speech, sounds and utterances stand for or represent various objects, ideas, and events. It is means of social contact and is the only means to prevent isolation from the world. Language is primarily vocal, made up of vocal sounds only, produced by a physiological articulatory mechanism in the human body. The child learns to speak first, writing comes much later. Also during lifetime, a man speaks much more than he writes. Language is a form of social behavior. A child learns to speak the language of the community in which he or she is placed. He or she picks up the language of the social setup is he or she grows up. There are functions of language. One is language is learned. Learning of language is not an automatic process. Of course, it is a behavior. But it is not type of behavior like walking and crawling that comes to child in natural way. Language by imitation and practice. Language is not possible without effort. Language is related to the culture of society. Every language is related to culture of society to which it belongs. The culture of the people naturally influences the language. Every language is a product of society. We cannot separate language from the culture in which that language exists. It has meaning only in relation to that society and culture. Thirdly, language is species. Language is species specific. Language is species specific. Only human beings have got the gift of language. Of course, the other species do communicate, but only human beings can make use of language. Language is species unique. Language is species or unique forms. Language is species unique forms. All human children are capable of acquiring any language natively if they are provided the right kind of environment. Language is a system. Each language is a unique system. The system of language consists of sounds, structures, and vocabulary. A person who wants to learn a new language will have to learn new sounds, new structures, and new vocabulary. The sound system of language differs from language to language depending upon the culture to which a language belongs. Each language has its own system of vocabulary. Thus, each language is systematic. Language is a system of systems. Each language is a system of systems. There are phonological and grammatical systems in all languages. There are several subsystems within a language. The phonology of a language forms its own system as the various sound function in a systematic way. Language is a system of symbols. Each language works through symbols. Different words used in a language are symbols. They stand for certain things. The language will function well if its symbols are known both to the speaker and the person for whom they are being used. For example, the word cup has C sounds, cup, cup. It is a symbol of English because a meaning is attached to it. But if we take the same C sound like cup, they do form cup. But that is not a symbol of English language as no meaning is attached to it. That is, symbols of language are vocal. Different symbols are used in a single language. These symbols are vocal. The language system does not exist in our tune. It is primarily used in speech. Only speech provides all essential signals of a language. There are other kinds of symbols which cannot be called vocal symbols. For example, gestures and signal flags are visual symbols, and ringing of the bells and beating of a drum are auditory symbols. They do not form any language. In language, the sounds are produced through vocal organs. Reading and writing are no doubt important, but speech is the basic form of language. A language without speech is unthinkable. Natural language is a skill subject. Learning of a language is a skill subject. It is a skill like swimming and cycling. We cannot learn swimming or cycling just by studying rules. We can learn it by practice. In the same way, we can learn a language by constant practice of that language. So, a lot of repetition for major linguistic skills like listening, speaking, reading, and writing is required. Language is for communication. Language is the best means of communication and self-expression. Human beings express their ideas, thoughts, feelings, and emotion through language. In this way, language is a means to connect past, present, and future. Governed by a particular set of rules. Each language is governed by a particular set or used. For example, English is S or English is SVO language. In foreign sentence, we put subject, then verb, and after verb we put object. Symbols of language are arbitrary. Here, by arbitrary symbols, we mean that there is no visual relationship between the language item and the object for which it stands. A man is called man traditionally. There is no visual similarity between the symbol man and the actual man. We have not named it so on the basis of logic or scientific principles. In English, we say man, and in Hindi, we say manav. None of them is better than the others. In fact, we call a man man because people have agreed to use it in that sense. Language is unique. Each language is unique because it has its own style of functioning. The sounds, vocabulary, and structures of every language have their own specialty. Teaching English a challenging task. Challenges before the English language teachers in India are enormous and apparent. Teachers should be able to cater the practical needs of learners to make them competent enough to interact with one another and also to retrieve information all over the world. At present, the challenges visible before the English language teachers in India are diverse, and it is necessary for them to shape up accordingly to meet methods. Maximum time will be consumed in exercise and drilling, dealing with grammar and communication, pronunciation, which takes away a large portion of class time. Therefore, teaching English is considered as a challenging task. Thus, to meet the present day challenges in teaching English, first of all, English should not be treated as a subject, as it is to be used actively in interacting with one another throughout the world. By using conventional methods, maximum time will be consumed in exercises and drilling, dealing with grammar and pronunciation, which takes away a large portion of class time. These methods were mostly used to develop basic skills of language learning, such as listening, speaking, reading, and writing. But by following these methods, listening and speaking skills were neglected, as students cannot put their language in practice. There are importance of teaching English language. What is the importance of teaching English language? English is a complex word, the mastery of which requires the learner's total commitment for life. The personality, learning style, skills, and motivation are also factors related to eventual outcome of language study. Language, so far we know, is something specific to humans, that is to say, it is the basic capacity that distinguishes human being from all other living beings. Language, therefore, remains potentially a communicating medium capable of expressing ideas and concepts as well as moods, feelings, and attitudes. English language comes to our aid in business management. English is the language of the latest business management in the world, and Indian proficiency in English has brought lures to many Indian business managers. English is a means not only for international commerce, it has become increasingly essential for interstate commerce and communication. English has to become one of the major languages of the world. It will be very difficult to neglect English language because of rich literature, scientific and technical nature of language. English is accepted as the second language in India. In the words of Nani, English is a language of international commerce. It is a language of diplomacy, and it contains many a rich literary talent. It gives us an introduction that English is the to provide a strong binding